Good morning, friends. So let's start our session. Today's topic is right food. So let us discuss how food affects our life and how food has an impact on our thought patterns, on our health, and on our lifestyle. So before we start today's session on right food, let us practice meditation for 10 minutes, my dear friends. So, if there are any new beginners who are attending this session, so I'll teach you how to sit in meditation. So, the first step is please choose a comfortable place. You can sit on chair, on floor, or on bed, wherever you feel comfortable, and please take support of your back. And the next step is clasp your fingers and cross your legs. Clasp your fingers and place it comfortably on your lap and cross your legs and gently close your eyes and observe your normal, natural breath. Friends, meditation is a process of giving rest to our restless mind. Meditation is equal to empty mind, my dear friends. So let us practice meditation for 15 minutes before we start our session today. Please observe your normal, natural breath. Let us enjoy our meditation with music, my dear friends. Just observe your normal, natural breath. Please do not open your eyes. Observe your normal, natural breath. Let us enjoy our meditation with music. Just be with your breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath. Just observe your normal, natural breath, my dear friend. Observe your normal, natural breath. Just be with your breath, my dear friends. Just listen to your breath, my dear friends. Your breath is the key. Observe your normal, natural breath. Just be, my dear friends. Observe your normal, natural breath. Just be with your normal, natural breath. Bring your attention back to your breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath. Just be with your normal, natural breath. Last 5 minutes, just be with your breath, my dear friends. Just observe your normal, natural breath. Just observe your breath. Okay, masters. Please place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bring your hands forward and gently open your eyes, looking into your hands, my dear friends. Okay, masters, let's start our session today. So let us understand the importance of food in our day-to-day life. So I have prepared a presentation about right food. So let me start the presentation, my dear friends. I believe you all can see the presentation. Okay. So, yes, friends. So, today's session is about right food. So, let us understand what kind of food is right for our health and for our body, right? So, let's start with a beautiful quote. Just a moment. Yeah. So, let's start with beautiful quote from Lord Buddha. So, what he says is to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear, right? So, friends, we have to understand the basic truth that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So, this body is a beautiful instrument. This body is a beautiful tool which we have taken on this planet Earth to experience the life, to experience the physical aspects, to experience and learn from different dimensions of on planet Earth, right? So it's very important to keep our body in good health. If we take an example of any instrument, or let us take an example of a two-wheeler, like a bike. So if we are buying a bike and if we are not maintaining it properly by giving it to by giving it to service in regular intervals, then the lifespan of the bike will reduce, right? Similarly, if we are not taking care of our body, then the longevity, the lifespan of the body will reduce. So it's very important and it's our duty to keep our body in good health. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear, right? Only if you are healthy, there is a statement, right? Health is wealth. So only if you are healthy, your mind will be strong and clear. So it's a beautiful quote by Lord Buddha. So I'm very happy to start our session with this quote. So let us understand, before going into right food, let us understand the kingdoms on earth. So as you can see in the image, we have four kingdoms, that is mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and human kingdom. So how are these kingdoms? What kind of mental aspects or what kind of aspects does these kingdoms have? Right. So when it comes to mineral kingdom, it has physical body, it has a form or matter. When it comes to plant kingdom, it has growth process, it has life functions, right? And when it comes to animal kingdom, it has emotions, it has strong emotions, it has intellectual. And when it comes to human beings, we have the individual consciousness, we have individuality. But if you see animals, they are in group consciousness, they always stay in groups. If you see sheep, if you see any animal, elephants or cows or lions, or generally mostly animals will be in group. But when it comes to human beings, we generally try to be as an individual, because when we take a human birth, we take birth as an individual consciousness, because that's how the evolution happens. Even every human being was once, he starts his journey from mineral kingdom, and the consciousness evolves into plant, and the consciousness next evolves into animal. The consciousness finally, it will separate as an individual consciousness into human being, right? And the mineral kingdom will have a nature of impulse. It will have a nature of impulse. When it comes to plant, it will have a nature of impulse and instinct. It has two natures, impulse and instinct, right? When it comes to animal, it has three natures, that is impulse, instinct, and intellectual. And when it comes to human being, it has four natures, four parts of nature, that is impulse, instinct, intellectual, and intuition. Intuition is the highest form of nature, my dear friends. It is the highest form of, if you are connected to your soul, you will start getting intuitions, and you will guide the life based on your intuition. So when it comes to mineral and plant kingdom, for example, if we go to a plant, it doesn't differentiate whether he's a good person or whether he's a bad person, whether I know this person or whether I don't know this person. It does not have any differentiation which is based on intellectual. it provides the same fruit, it provides the same shade, and same kind of nature to everyone, irrespective of anything. But when it comes to animals, for example, if we take a dog, it behaves differently with different persons. If you are taking care of dog, it will behave very friendly. But if you are not taking care of the dog, if you are visiting the house for the first time, it starts barking, right? Because it behaves on intellectual level. And when and in that intellectual level, it also has strong emotions and strong sensation, strong inner sensations, right? So as you know, when it comes to human being, it comes to an individual consciousness, right? So this is how the kingdoms on earth have been designed, my dear friends, right? It's designed by the nature. So let us go ahead and start understanding the animal body, right? So I just want you to give a brief about how nature has designed the animal body, so that we understand the facts and science better about the body and the digestive system, right? Because if we are speaking about food, we have to speak about digestive system. If the food which we eat is not digested properly, then we'll have health issues, right? So let us understand how animal body is being designed by the nature. So in animals, we have two types. We can classify in general, that is herbivorous animals and carnivorous animals. So what kind of digestive system does herbivorous animals have? Let me clarify. Herbivorous animals are those which do not eat any meat. They just eat grass, fruits, and plants, something like that. When it comes to carnivorous animals, they eat only meat, right? Uh, you can see the image like fox or lion or tiger. All these are considered as carnivorous animals. When it comes to herbivorous animals, elephants and deer and rabbits, so and sheep, goat, all these are considered as herbivorous animals, right? So how is the digestive system of herbivorous animal, right? So you can see in the image, they have a four-chambered stomach with large intestine and long, small, and large intestine. So you can see they have a very large intestine, right? When it comes to herbivorous animals. And when it comes to carnivorous animals, their stomach is also small, and the intestine and colon is also very small, right? So it's totally opposite when compared to herbivorous animals, right? So this is how the body of herbivorous and carnivorous is designed. So all you in this from this particular image, all you got to understand is, I will explain in detail in further slide, but for general understanding, just understand that herbivorous animals have large intestine and carnivorous animals have short intestine, right? So this is the basic understanding of digestive system of animal body. And now let us move further to understand the digestive system of human body, right? So it starts from the mouth, and as you see, liver, stomach, and we have large intestine and small intestine. So when you compare our digestive system to the animal body, it relates more to herbivorous body, right? Herbivorous animals. Human body's digestive system is very close to herbivorous animal body, which indirectly or directly says that our body is also designed in such a way so that we take only vegetarian food, we take only fruits, nuts, and plant-based food, right? So our body is not designed as a carnivorous animal body. So that's how our body is being designed by the nature, my dear friends. So to give this comparison of how our body is designed, I've shown all these images so that you get the scientific facts behind the development of body, right? So hope you understood. And I repeat again, if you compare our body with herbivorous and carnivorous animal body, our body design is very close to herbivorous animal body, which says that our body is also designed to have vegetarian food or plant-based food, right? So let us understand this in detail in the comparison chart that I have created. So in comparison here, I can say what features we have and how carnivorous animal body has the effect on it and how human body has been created based on it, right? So when it comes to feature, the psychological food of carnivorous animal body is meat. The psychologically, they have been designed by the nature, right? It's not something they have decided. The nature and the God has created animal body in such a way that they're psychologically, they feel, when they feel hunger, they feel like having meat, right? But when it comes to human body, our body is designed in such a way that we always intend, our main intent and our body requirement is to have fruits, vegetables, nuts and grains. So when it comes to mouth opening, carnivorous animal body has a large, if you see a mouth of lion or a tiger, you can see they have a large opening of mouth. But when it comes to our human body, the mouth opening is very small. And when it comes to teeth, uh, again, I'll take an example of lion. So it has short pointed incisors and blade shaped molars. But when it comes to human body, we have big and flattened incisors and flattened molars. So I'm explaining in detail how our body is designed, my dear friends, and also differentiating how carnivorous animal body is designed and how human body is designed, right? So when it comes to chewing of food, carnivorous animal body can just swallow without chewing, but we have to chew the food, right? And the salivary glands of carnivorous animals are small, but when it comes to human body, we have big salivary glands. And the next point is a very important point, my dear friends. When it comes to the generation of hydrochloric acid, carnivorous animals generate strong hydrochloric acid. When it comes to human body, it's a weak hydrochloric acid. How carnivorous animals like lion, tiger are able to digest the meat is it's just because they generate a strong hydrochloric acid, which plays an important role in digestion of meat. But our body is not designed in such a way. Human body is not designed in such a way where we are able to digest meat at a faster rate. So because our body has a very weak hydrochloric acid, and when it comes to metabolism, so carnivorous animals can they can metabolize large amount of cholesterol and vitamin A. But when it comes to human body, we can metabolize only small amount of cholesterol and vitamin A. That's the reason when we have meat, we are affected by cholesterol and heart diseases, right? So which creates some cavities, or which creates block in our heart system, in the blood flow of our heart system, right? So it's very important to understand these points. And as I've shown in the figure, the intestine of carnivorous animal body is 1.5 to 3 times body length. That's it. It has a very short intestine. But when it comes to human body, we have intestine 9 times body length. So the flow of the food through the intestine should be smooth. But when you eat meat, it's very hard. The food is hard and the flow will be very tough. And that's the reason it takes, as we all know, when we consume meat, it takes 72 hours for digestion, my dear friends, for human body, right? And uh, the colon is short and smooth alkaline. The colon is smooth and short and smooth alkaline for carnivorous animals. When it comes to human body, colon is long and circulated acid. And when it comes to digestion, a carnivorous animal can digest meat or any food that it consumes within 2 to 4 hours. But for human body, complete digestion of food takes 12 to 18 hours. So friends, it's very important to understand the design of our human body and what kind of food should we consume, right? So if you take for example, if you are buying a car, right? you imagine that you are buying a car, like let me say that okay okay, EcoSport, Ford EcoSport, that is one of my favorite car. So just imagine you are buying a Ford EcoSport petrol version. Okay, you buy a petrol version car and you go to a petrol bunk, but instead of filling petrol in it, you are filling kerosene or you're filling diesel. If you are filling kerosene or diesel into it, you are filling the fuel which is against the design of the car. So in that way, you are spoiling the car, right? You are spoiling the longevity, you are spoiling the engine of the car, right? And the car doesn't function properly for a long time when you are putting a wrong fuel. Similarly, if you are putting wrong food, if you are consuming wrong food, which is against the nature, which is against the creation of the body, then your body will face many problems, my dear friends. That's the reason I've put this chart so that you understand how our body is designed, right? So let me once again show you the previous slides. So this is how our human body is designed. You can see the large intestine and the short intestine. When it comes to carnivorous animals, they have a very short intestine, my dear friends. So this short intestine, even if they consume meat, it will be digested within 2 to 4 hours, and there is an easy flow through which it will be excreted, right? But when it comes to human body, when you consume when you consume meat, it requires large amount of hydrochloric acid, and it generates I mean a huge amount of heat. You feel very uncomfortable whenever you have meat, right? You may feel that yeah, it's very good for health, but it's not healthy, my dear friends. You can understand by the design of the human body, and by the time it gets digested and it flows through all our large intestine, it will damage our body and our intestine, right? So this is the overall comparison. And now let me share a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. He is a father of our nation. So he says that the greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated. So it's a beautiful quote, my dear friends. And Mahatma Gandhi was a vegetarian. Even if he had born in vegetarian family, when he went to England, where mostly people consume meat, he never consumed meat. He was never tempted by the taste of the meat. He always remained vegetarian wherever he traveled across the globe, right? And since he's the father of our nation, he's a great inspiration. So again, let me repeat the quote: the greatness of nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated. So it's very important that we treat animals with love, care, and compassion, my dear friends. Okay, so till now I discussed or explained the facts about how our human body is created, how our human body is designed, right? So now let me explain you what effects we face when we consume non-veg food. What kind of impact will it have when we eat non-veg food, right? So all these facts and information you can also get when you do research, my dear friends. So I have done some research and I've collected these facts, and I'm going to explain and read these facts to you, my dear friends. So according to WHO, according to World Health Organization, okay, uh, it reports that non-vegetarian food causes 159 different types of disease. I repeat it. WHO reports that non-vegetarian food causes 159 different types of disease. The most common diseases caused due to it are heart disease, high blood pressure. It's like BP. We generally see BP in most of the people. Non-veg food is one of the main reasons for it. And kidney problem and gallbladder problem. As I said, since our intestine is large, the flow of food is very difficult when it comes to non-veg. And wounds in arteries. As I said again, the arteries will be affected when you eat meat which has high cholesterol, my dear friends, and due to which it also causes paralysis, tuberculosis, constipation, and again it all comes to digestive system, my dear friends. If the food is not digested properly, we face constipation and pains and hysteria, etc. Right? So these are all very few. They have WHO has mentioned 159 different types of disease, but here I've mentioned very few common problems that we face when we eat non-veg food, right? And many think that right in when we are young, we may eat, we may feel good, yeah, we may feel healthy, we may feel better, but the impact of having non-veg food will be seen or will be experienced as we age. Initially, when we are youngsters, we may not see the impact of it, but as we age, we see all this impact, my dear friends, right? So it's good. The sooner we become vegetarian, the better it is for our health, right? Let me continue with the next point. A famous scientist of Japan, Professor Wenzi, has reached the conclusion on the basis of several experiments that non-veg food plays a major role in raising the anger, anxiety, restlessness, hastiness, sexual desire, and criminal mentality. So, friends, this is based on the research and several experiments done by a scientist from Japan. He says that when you consume non-veg food, it plays a major role in raising the anger, anxiety, restlessness, hastiness, sexual desire, and criminal mentality. As we all know, the food we eat is what we become. When you eat a food which is created by non-violence, sorry, which is created by violence, that is by killing an animal, right? When you kill an animal, you are creating a violence there. In the sense, you are you are hurting the animal. At that moment, it will have so much of pain. It will release so much of toxic due to fear. So all these things, when you're consuming it, when you're consuming the meat, it raises all these emotions, my dear friends, right? So let us see some more effects. And according to Dr. Carl T. Lauder Broston, non-veg food does not strengthen and instead makes us weak. See, friends, it's this statement is given by a doctor. He says that non-veg food does not give strength, but instead makes us weak. So many of us have a assumption, and many people have a misbelief that by eating non-veg we get strength. It's absolutely wrong belief system, my dear friends. Right? We get all the strength and we have all the proteins, all the calcium and everything by eating, vegetarian food. And he also says that it produces nitrogen, which function like a poison for the nerves. And 85% of throat and intestine problems are due to non-veg food. I repeat it, it produces nitrogen which functions like a poison for the nerves, and 85% of throat and intestine problems are due to non-veg food. So, friends, you can see non-veg food is nothing but a poison that we are consuming, right? And American medical practitioner Dr. A. Watchman and Dr. D.S. Brainstein have conducted a special study and declared their report. They said that non-veg food weakens the bones gradually and they begin to deteriorate, right? By eating non-veg food, whenever you eat non-veg food, my dear friends, it releases uric acid. Whenever the uric acid will accumulate in the joints and also in your spine. So wherever the uric acid gets accumulated, you get pains. Many people who get knee pain and back pain, joint pains, it's all because if they consume more meat, when it releases uric acid, it goes and accumulates in joints, friends, and that uric acid impacts the joints and it creates pains. So if there are many people who have experienced it, and I'm going to share one real time example of how non-veg is affecting the bones. right? So here I'm talking about our Indian cricketer, the fittest athlete right now on planet Earth, my dear friends. So Virat Kohli. So he has become a vegetarian, right? So why did he become a vegetarian? What what inspired him to become vegetarian? What is the reason behind it? So as I said, there is so much of effects by consuming non-veg food, right? So Virat Kohli has become vegetarian. So let us hear in his own words, like why he chose to become a vegetarian, my dear friends. So I'll be playing a video now where he explains the cause of him become a vegetarian, right? Just a moment.
That you've made, and I know that, I mean, I campaign for wildlife all the time, and the thing that people hammer me the most about is eating meat. Now, you're vegetarian, you made that decision because, believe me, in 2009, 2010, when we hung out, you weren't a vegetarian. you're now,
No.
you're now a vegetarian.
Yeah, I wasn't a vegetarian till 2018 when we actually came to England. I left eating meat just before the test series started, and
Why?
I'd been thinking about it. I'll tell you the real reason. I mean, people use different kinds of reasons and they try and figure out themselves. So in 2018, when we went to South Africa, I got a cervical spine issue while playing a test match
You got
at
what?
Centurion. A cervical spine issue. One of the discs in my cervical spine, they bulged out and it compressed a nerve which was running straight till the little finger of my right hand. So it gave me a tingling sensation. I could barely feel my little finger on the right hand.
Wow.
I couldn't sleep at night. Yeah, it was hurting like mad. I couldn't sleep at night, and then I got my test done, and my stomach was too acidic. So my body was creating too much uric acid. My body was too acidic. So what
Wow.
was happening was, even though I was taking calcium, magnesium, everything, one tablet was not sufficient for my body to function properly. So my stomach started pulling calcium from my bones, and my bones got weaker, and that's why I got this issue. So that's why I stopped eating meat completely in the middle of the England tour to cut down that uric acid and the acidity in my body. And then I've never felt better in my life, to be honest. I felt amazing. It's almost been 2 years now, and it's the best decision I've taken in my life.
Really? It's amazing. I mean,
It's been unbelievable.
yeah, you look amazing. And I mean, I've tried that now. So I've seen all this and I watched that film, that Game Changers or whatever, that film.
Yeah,
I think you were part of that film. And I mean, I have vegetarian days. Jess and I have vegetarian days at home. And you do feel so light. You feel amazing, don't you?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I've never felt better waking up. I've never felt better when I have to recover after a game. I mean, if you make me play 3 games a week, which are intense, I'm at it 120% every game. I can recover within a day after a test match and go on another test match. It's so much better than being on meat. Being vegetarian now made me feel, honestly, I felt like, why didn't I do it before? You know, I should have done it 2 3 years earlier. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's completely changed everything. You start feeling better. You start thinking better. Your body's lighter. You're more positive. You have more energy to do more. So yes, overall, it's just been an amazing, amazing change. Are you guys doing it as well?
Thank goodness I don't have to play 3 games a week because there's no way in this world a South African can go without meat, dude. I do it for maybe 1 day or 2 days a week. If I'm feeling really generous, I'll give it 2 days. But there's no ways. I just can't do it. I mean, I got a beautiful barbecue out here. I mean, as much as I would love to, as much as you're trying to sell a great story, it just. I mean, and dude, feel great. And that movie, mate, that Game Changers film that I watched, it really does paint a really good picture. But I just couldn't do it, mate. Couldn't do it. No way.
Yeah,
But
So friends, I believe you are able to see the video. Can you please were you able to hear the voice? Can someone please reply in chat whether you were able to listen or hear to the sound or voice? Okay, great. So you were able to see like how what impacted Virat Kohli and how he had turned into a vegetarian, right? So we did hear from his own words, my dear friends. So as I was explaining earlier, when you eat non-veg food, your stomach will generate more acid, and especially the uric acid will create a lot of joint problems, right? So as he turned vegetarian, he started feeling better, and he also said that why didn't I try this before, right? So it's a great example and a real inspiration, my dear friends. And he also said how it affects our body, right? So we can take inspiration from Virat Kohli, and we all can become vegetarians. I'm already a vegetarian, and I'm saying this to people who have any doubts about if we take non-veg food we'll be fit, if we take non-veg food we'll be healthy, provide strength. So Virat Kohli is an example and role model, right? How he's been the fittest athlete by being a vegetarian. There are many other athletes, my dear friends. So you can also watch the movie which they were saying, The Game Changer. This movie is available in Netflix. So please watch the movie The Game Changer, where all the athletes, all the bodybuilders, they have become vegetarian and they have built great muscles. So it's just a fake assumption that only if we eat non-veg we can build muscles, or only if we eat non-veg we can be strong. It's a very wrong assumption, my dear friends. So here is one of the greatest proof and examples for us. So I'm really grateful for Virat Kohli for speaking about this and inspiring so many to become vegetarian, right? So let us move ahead. And so, okay, till now we understood how non-veg food is affecting us, in the sense our human body, our body. Now let us understand how it affects the nature. When a human being, when people, when masses consume non-veg, how it's affecting the nature, right? So when we consume non-veg, because of non-veg, the deforestation is happening at a rapid pace, my dear friends. So 1 to 2 acre rainforest area cleared every second because we consume non-veg. See how by a human being consuming non-veg, it's affecting the nature. So animal agriculture is responsible for 91% of Amazon destruction. So Amazon forest in USA is being destructed just because of animal agriculture, my dear friends. 91% of Amazon forest is being destructed because human beings consume meat. So we can clearly understand how we are affecting nature by consuming meat. And when it comes to climate change, right? So we all think that by using vehicles, we are causing lots of pollution, and we are affecting the greenhouse global class and greenhouse gas emissions, right? But here we can clearly see that the climate change is affected due to livestock and their products, due to animal industries. We are affecting the climate, my dear friends. By if you are consuming plant-based food, you can reduce the carbon footprint by 50%, right? And livestock is responsible for 65% nitrous oxide emissions, a gas which is 296 into more destructive than carbon dioxide. See friends, this is a very important point here. So livestock is responsible for 65% of nitrous oxide emissions, which is more dangerous than carbon dioxide. You can also see in percentage here, only 13% of pollution is due to transport, but 51% of pollution is due to animal industry, my dear friends. So you can understand the impact of eating non-veg. You may just think that, okay, we are just going to shop, we are buying meat and we are eating. But indirectly, we are all responsible for the impact that's it's been creating in the nature, right? So when it comes to deforestation, when it comes to climate change, and when it comes to usage of water, the meat and dairy industry uses 1/3 of Earth's fresh water. I repeat, the meat and dairy industry uses 1/3 of Earth's fresh water, right? So in USA, the fresh water is consumed only 5% for domestic purpose, for household purposes, but 55% is consumed for animal industry, my dear friends. So you can see how the fresh water is being utilized for animal industry and how very less percentage of water is used for domestic household purposes. So even if you are not aware that we may just think that we are eating non-veg food, but just by eating non-veg food, we are creating so much of impact on the nature, my dear friends. So when it, and that's how it's impacting the nature, right? So overall, we understood how non-veg food is impacting our body and how it's impacting our nature. But we should also understand how non-veg food is impacting our lifestyle, is impacting our life, is impacting our, our relationships, our life. So here I'm going to mention the very, very important point, my dear friends. All this, each and every action, whether it may be a thought, a speech, or an action, is considered as karma, right? Karma consists of thought, speech, and action, right? So the law of karma, what does law of karma say? It's a universal law, my dear friends. It is applicable for each and every person on this planet. The law of karma says whatever you give will come back to you, right? Whatever you give will come back to you. So by eating meat, we are giving fear, we are giving hurt, we are creating, violence in the society. If we do such action, the same thing will be reflected back in our lives in different ways. The more you eat meat, you may have relationship issues, you may have health issues, you may have financial issues. In one or the other way, you will be affected when you consume meat, because that is law of karma, that is based on law of karma, right? It's not just because if you just eat meat, nothing will happen. It's nothing like that. You may think that if you eat meat, only your body may be affected, but you may get problems in any way, right? Whether it may be relationship or financial or health, right? So that's the impact of eating non-veg food. It also affects our life and our lifestyle. So as I mentioned here, we are consuming a food which is fear-based, filled with pain, toxic chemicals, which is released while killing animals. So friends, if you imagine, if you just think that in next few minutes or just 30 minutes, you will be killed. Just think, just imagine in that situation, you will be so scared. You will have so much of fear within you, and you will have like, start getting nervous and you don't know what to do, but you are just tied in a cage. If you just imagine in place of animal, just think about the emotions that they release, just think about the fear that they will have within them, right? Even they are living beings like us, right? Even they have emotions, they have fear, they have love, they have all the emotions. But when we are giving suffering to them, when they know that they'll be killed, they'll have so much of fear, and due to that fear there is so much of chemical that is released, which is a toxic chemical, right? So when you are killing an animal, and you're eating it, all those emotions is again installed in your body, because you become what you eat. If you are eating a food which is filled with fear, which is filled with pain, you also experience the same, my dear friends. So these are very basic signs that we have to understand, right? So by consuming non-veg, we are doing a bad karma. Obviously, we are doing a bad karma, right? And we are also interfering with the freedom and lives of animals. We do not have any right to interfere in others' life, my dear friends, especially when it comes to life of animals. What right do we have as a human being? Do we think that we when we don't have the power to create a life, we also are not eligible to take lives of any animal, right? So we don't have any rights, and we are not, we always think that we are superior to other living beings. That thinking is absolutely wrong, my dear friends. We are all one among the creation. We are all one among other creatures, right? We are not different than any other animal. We are not different than any other living creature. It's just that we have a free will, we have intuition, we have intellectual independence. But it doesn't mean that we start dominating other living creatures on the planet Earth. They also have equal rights to live as much as we have on this planet, right? So we have to treat animals with love, care, compassion. They are our friends, right? They are also our friends. We don't have any right to kill them. So on by saying this point, I request everyone to just think about this point. Just think from your heart, not from your mind, right? Because emotions can be understood, emotions and feelings can be felt only from heart, my dear friends. Your mind always gives logical thinking. No, you eat meat, you feel healthy. You eat meat, you feel better. All these things are from your logical mind. But when it comes to emotion, when it comes to pain, when it comes to fear, when it comes to the compassion, kindness, all these things are felt by your heart. So just feel and imagine or experience whatever I'm saying from your heart, my dear friends. So we don't have any right to interfere in the lives of animals, right? So here is one of the quote by Paul McCartney. He says, if slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be vegetarian, right? So he says, if slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be vegetarian. So as we all know, I mean, if we see something is being killed in front of our eyes, we can't bear it, right? We will realize the pain. That's the reason he has said this statement. Since it's done under the closed walls, we really don't know the pain that animals are experiencing. We really don't know how animals are treated, how they are being killed, how they are being slaughtered, and what kind of injections or what kind of drugs they have been induced. We really don't know, friends, because it's all been done under closed walls. So this when we are really able to see it with our open eyes, when we are able to see clearly, we will realize the pain and we'll realize how they have been tortured, right? So that's why he has given this statement. If slaughterhouses had glass walls, everyone would be vegetarian, right? So okay, till now we understood the impact of non-vegetarian food. And let me say the impact of garlic. Why should we not consume garlic? How does it impact us, right? So, friends, generally we know that Brahmins don't take garlic, and there is a story behind why we should not eat garlic. So, I'll be sharing a story, friends. So, what happens was, uh, we all know this story, but I remind this story to you all. So we have two groups, that is of uh, Devata and that is of devil. We have gods on one side, we have devils on the other side. So when they try to uh, go and get Amruta from from the sea, from the ocean. So initially, when they try to fetch Amruta, they get all gold and all those things. But everyone are interested only in Amruta. So to get the Amruta, they have to pull the snake, right? There'll be a huge snake. So both ends they'll keep pulling it so that it finally it brings up Amruta. But what gods or Devata group decide is, if we give this Amruta to demons, even they will become immortal. They will live forever. So if they live forever, they will cause lot of destructions on planet Earth, and no one can live a peaceful life. So since that should not happen, the Devatas will decide that we have to somehow make sure that the demons or devils will not drink this Amruta. So Lord Vishnu will come in a female avatara. The female avatara will be very beautiful, So everyone will be disguised looking at the female avatara, and they just keep drinking the normal water, which is not Amruta. They think that it's Amruta, but it's not Amruta. But one of the demon will be very intelligent. One of the devil will be intelligent. He observes that, and blindly he will go and join in Devata's group, in God's group, right? So while drinking Amruta, even he will drink Amruta. But when the gods and Devatas notice that he is demon, and due to, if he becomes immortal, he will create lot of destruction and damage on earth. So what Vishnu does is immediately he cuts his head, right? Immediately he cuts his head. When he cuts his head, the blood which falls on the earth, right, on the earth, is formed as garlic, my dear friends. That's the reason it has lots of negative energy. It's like a spy. It has like many benefits. Many people say by eating garlic we have so many benefits. Yes, there are so many benefits, because it also has a part. It also has a amsha, or it also has a portion of amruta in it. But it also has many negative effects, my dear friends. So I can say that garlic is like a spy. If you eat it, you will have more negative thoughts, more negative emotions, and it installs fear. And this story which I narrated, you can search it in Google. This story is said by Ramana Maharshi, my dear friends. So you can search it in Google to make sure whether the story is true or not, right? So even eating garlic has more negative impact on our life. So please do avoid garlic, my dear friends. If you want to lead a happy, peaceful, compassionate life filled with love, and if you want to have emotions based on love, then you should avoid garlic, right? It's like if you have 100% of energy, and if you just take an example of a pot which is filled with water, and if it has a small hole at the bottom, all the water will flow out, right? Similarly, if you have full of energy, and if you eat garlic, all the energy will be drained away, my dear friends. So it's very important to avoid garlic, right? It's like a spy. I repeat again, it's like a spy. It has many advantages on the outer look, but indirectly it has many negative impact, right? So that's the reason we have to avoid garlic. Okay, so finally, how does food habits affect our gunas, right? Based on the food we take, our gunas will develop, my dear friends. So example of there are three guna, that is tamasic gun, rajasic gun, and sattvic gun, right? Tamasic gun is a guna where the person is very lazy, and you can take an example of Kumbhakarna. And Rajasic gun is a person who wants to dominate. He wants to rule. He wants to control everything. You can take an example of Ravana. And Sattvic food is like a very pure food, and he just the person will be wholeheartedly loving, and he does lots of service to humanity. So you can take a example of Vibhishana, right? So, what kind of food or tamasic food? So, we can see the example, especially meat, fish, eggs, and onion, garlic, tea, coffee, alcohol, cigarettes, betel nut, and betel leaf. All this comes under tamasic food, my dear friends. So, make sure that if you want to overcome laziness, then you have to avoid all these foods, and also it will have this negative impact as well. So what is Rajasic food? So Rajasic food is like excess of salt, red chili, garam masala, vinegars, and hot drinks, very hot water, very hot herbal tea. So all this junk food, especially when you take pizzas and packed food like biscuits or any other packed food, all these are Rajasic food, my dear friends. So we should eat food which will nourish our body, right? Which will nourish our body, not which will satisfy our taste buds. So the more you try to satisfy your taste bud, the more you are going to suffer, the more your body will suffer, the more you will be in tamasic gun and rajasic gun. But if you eat food which will nourish your body, like fruits, Like you can see the sattvic food, like oranges, papaya, apple, all these fruits and all these vegetables, and coconut, soaked nuts and seeds. So all these are pure sattvic food, right? So it's very pure and easily available in nature. You're not creating any violence to get the sattvic food, right? It's fresh and you have to eat it fresh. So it nourishes your body, and it also have makes you have good thoughts, positive thoughts, because your thoughts is directing your life, right? Based on the food, your thoughts will be generated. Based on the food, your body will behave, right? So it's very important to choose right food. And the best food, what's the right food then? The right food is a vegetarian or sattvic food, my dear friends. So that is the right food for our body. When you take right food, you'll have right thoughts, right views, right intentions, right concentration, right? So food plays a very, very major role, right? By having right food, by consuming right food, we get right thoughts, right intention, right concentration, and right behavior. Everything will be right, my dear friends. So I suggest everyone to take vegetarian or sattvic food. And what is the benefits of vegetarian food? So these are few benefits of vegetarian food, my dear friends. Lower BMI or body fat, lower overall mortality, and reduce medication requirements. The more you take vegetarian food, there will be reduced medication requirements, right? And sustainable weight management. Many people wants to reduce their weight. You can reduce your weight by taking proper vegetarian diet, my dear friends, right? And reduced incidence of hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and hyperglycemia, reduced risk of certain cancers, especially colorectal cancer, and reduced obesity, inflammatory markers, reversal of advanced coronary artery disease, reversal of type 2 diabetes. So we have so many benefits. These are very few benefits that I mentioned here. So all these benefits can be experienced by consuming vegetarian food, right? So those are the benefits on our body. But how does it impact the nature? So when you consume vegetarian food, there'll be no more deforestation, right? When you're not killing any animals, then the animal industry doesn't function. When the animal industry doesn't function, there won't be any more deforestation. We'll have lots of forest, and there are a lot of animals which are getting extinct will be saved, my dear friends. So just by becoming a vegetarian, you are doing so much good for the nature. You are doing such a good karma, right? And there also be no more climate change. As I said, due to animal industry, 51% of pollution is caused due to animal industry. So when you become a vegetarian, you are indirectly impacting the nature. You are indirectly impacting in the climate change, right? So there are so much of benefits for you and also for the nature by becoming a vegetarian. And these are few beautiful pictures of how we can bond and how we can have compassion and how we can have kindness and how we can have love with animals, my dear friends. So you can see how a lion is hugging a human being. So they all are symbol of compassion. When you go with the feeling of true love, when you don't have any fear within you, they also express the same emotion, my dear friends. They also have same feelings. They also have family. You can see a hen, a hen having chickens. You can see a pig having piglets, right? You can see rabbits. You can see fish. All those have they also have family. They also have kids. They also have emotions, right? So we have to understand their emotions because they are our friends, right? Excuse me, my dear friends. So I'm very happy to see these images, and I'll just take a moment to just observe and feel joyful looking at these images, my dear friends. So by becoming a vegetarian, we are practicing non-violence, non-interference, and we lead a peaceful, healthy life, right? So I feel so happy looking at these images. So yeah, let's move to next slide. So this is a statement from great scientist Albert Einstein. He says, vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on our nature. if the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of humankind. It's a great statement by great scientists, my dear friends. So he says vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on our nature. If the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of humankind, right? So we can learn a lot from this statement, and I've already explained what the statement means in our previous slides, how it impacts the nature and how it impacts the climate change, and how it also helps in evolution of planet Earth, right? Once everyone becomes a vegetarian, definitely this Earth will become a place of peace, happy, and healthy life, my dear friends. It will become heaven, right? Only thing each and every human being has to do is to become a vegetarian first, right? Okay. So before I share my personal experience, uh, I just want to take a break for a moment, my dear friends. Just a moment. Thank you, friends, for that break, and let us continue with our session. So, what is my personal experience, right? So even I was a meat eater before I started practicing meditation. I used to eat meat once in a while. So when I started practicing meditation in 2012, so from 2012 I've become a vegetarian. So there was one of the experience which made me realize how non-veg food impacts our body and our health. So what happened was, one day I had consumed egg puffs, right? Egg puffs, which we generally get in bakery shops. So when I consumed the veg puff, did not digest in my body, because I had started practicing meditation just before few days, and when I consumed egg puff, my body was not able to digest it. So when I went to hospital in regards to that. They said that it's not been digested properly, and I tried to take a tablet, but still it didn't work. So when I came back home, I was not able, it was not being digested, and I had to vomit it out. It was really a weird feeling and weird experience, and that's when I understood that my body is not accepting eggs or non-veg anymore. So, and I fell sick for a day or two by eating egg puff, just by eating egg puff. So that's when I realized that I'll not be eating meat anymore, and my body is not designed to consume meat. So I understood the scientific facts, and I also did some research. And from then on, for the last 8 years, I've been vegetarian, my dear friends. And by becoming vegetarian, I'm really been healthy, and I've not gained any overweight. I feel I'm perfect. My body feels light. I feel flexible, and I feel energetic. So I also feel very happy being vegetarian, because I feel that connection, I feel that emotion with animals. I feel we are all one, and we are all connected, and we are all same creation of God. So I respect each and every animal, and I get that feeling of compassion from my heart, my dear friends. So when you become a vegetarian, I am sure that even you will experience that compassion, that kindness on each and every creature on this planet Earth, right? So this is my personal experience when it comes to how I turned into vegetarian. from a non-vegetarian, right? So what I suggest to everyone who's watching this session is, I request you all to just do an experiment. So if anyone who's watching are non-vegetarians or still consuming meat, I just want you to just whatever I said, you just take it as an information and do your own experiment, do your own food experiment, right? For the next 30 days, be a vegetarian and practice meditation and see what kind of impact it has on your body. And also, how do you feel? How are your thoughts? How are your emotions? How are your feelings? Do this experiment for 30 days. I'm sure if you are doing this experiment, you will definitely feel better, because I have felt better when I have become vegetarian. So if you do this experiment, you will understand how non-veg food is affecting your life, how it's causing illness in your body, right? So I suggest you all to please do this experiment for 30 days, be a vegetarian and practice meditation and observe the changes in your body. So once you realize, just don't change by force. No, someone has said that we have to become vegetarian, so I have to become a vegetarian. Don't change in that way, my dear friends. Realize from your own true inner self, right? When you realize from your true inner self, you'll really understand, like, why should I become vegetarian and how it impacts my body. So you realize from your own within by doing the experiment, and then you become vegetarian. And at that time, when you become vegetarian, the fears in you will be reduced, because you are not consuming food which are fear based, which are pain based, right? So please do this experiment, and you will experience on your own. When you do an experiment, you will get the experience. Based on experience, you can decide whether you want to be a vegetarian or whether you still want to continue non-veg food, right? So, and this is a last quote, my dear friends. So this is a beautiful quote. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. So whenever someone asks us, where do you live? We say, I live in Bangalore, I live in Mysore, or I live in Hyderabad, I live in Chennai, I live in Delhi. But the real place is we live in our body, friends, right? We have chosen this body as an instrument to experience life on this planet Earth. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So it's very important we take care of our body, because this is the place I live in my body, right? So this is the place where I live. So I have to take care of my body. So I suggest and request you all to take care of your body, my dear friends. The best way to take care of your body is by becoming a vegetarian, is by eating food which nourishes your body. So this is my suggestion and request, my dear friends. And now, if anyone has any questions, you can ask. Uh, and if you have any questions, you can also ask in chat box, my dear friends. So I see a comment from Chaitu Kurra. Now I realize, sir, it's great. It's great, Chaitu, that you have realized. I'm very happy that you have realized it. So it makes me feel happy that a person has realized by this session. So it's worth that I have explained so much and you have realized it. So thank you, Chaitu, for your comment. So if anyone has any questions, or if you want to share anything, you can definitely share in chat box, my dear friends. Okay, so okay, I do not see any more questions. Okay, friends, if you have any doubts or if you have any misconceptions, I only suggest you to do experiment. Do experiment, then based on your experience, you uh, take your own decision, or you take your own choice, right? Based on your own inner feeling, right? So I've given all the information that is required based on scientific approach, like how it affects us and how it affects our lifestyle, right? So there is one last quote which through which I would like to finish my session. So, so this is a quote by our guru, the founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, Brahmarshi Pitamaha Subhash Patriji. So his purpose and his intention is that uh, is been expressed by this quote. He says that, "My dear friends, my only wish, my only work, my only target, my only dream is to see that Earth becomes a sin-free Earth. Until the last person becomes a vegetarian, I will be on this Earth. That is my mission, to free this Mother Earth from the great shame and burden that the Mother Earth is feeling, reeling under the human barbariousness. The way out of this barbarity is meditation. Unless the person becomes enlightened through meditation, he is not going to come out of ways of violence and shame of masquerading animals." So it is beautifully been expressed by our Guru Brahmarshi Patriji. So he's a great enlightened being on this planet Earth who has great vision to see that each and every person becomes a vegetarian, and he has decided to live on this planet Earth until the last man on this planet Earth becomes a vegetarian, my dear friends. So what he is expressing through this quote is, meditation is a beautiful tool which will help every human being to transform into vegetarian, right? So unless the person becomes enlightened through meditation, he is not going to come out of ways of violence and shame of masquerading animals. That's the reason meditation plays a vital role in each and every person's life, my dear friends. If we practice meditation, we gradually become vegetarian, because all the unnecessary habits, all the habits which do not support our evolution, will be taken out from our system, will be taken out from our mind. That's the reason meditation plays a major role. So I request everyone to do an experiment for 30 days. Whoever is consuming non-veg, please do an experiment for 30 days. Just consume vegetarian food and practice meditation for at least 30 minutes in a day, and you can experience change, you can experience peacefulness, you can experience calmness within your body and in your mind, my dear friends, right? So I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share the facts and information about right food. Right food is very important. As I said, right food will create right thoughts, right intentions, right concentration, right lifestyle, and right efforts. So the food which we eat is a very, very important and major factor which decides our life and lifestyle, my dear friends. So on this quote, I would like to uh, thank Pyramid Call Services Bangalore for giving me this opportunity, and I would like and inform you all to share and subscribe to our YouTube channel Pyramid Call Services Bangalore. Please do share this video or this message to all your friends so that they understand the importance of right food, and let us wish that each and every person on this planet Earth becomes vegetarian and becomes a meditator and leads a healthy, happy, peaceful life, right? We all want to see heaven on this planet Earth, and that is possible only when we all become meditator and when we all become a vegetarian, right? So, and I'm sure that in coming few years, this is going to happen, my dear friends. So I once again would like to request you all to please share, subscribe, and like to our YouTube channel, Pyramid Call Services Bangalore. And here I have few friends. Uh, uh, can you share your experience, like how you have become a vegetarian? If anyone, Navya, if anyone wants to share experience, or you can raise your hand. Navya or Rajini, anyone wants to share your experience? So I have a doubt from Ratna Ramesh. I was having doubt on eating garlic and egg. After listening your speech, I got clearance. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Ratna Mahesh, for giving this clarity. So when it comes to egg, sorry, you gave this comment. So when it comes to egg is nothing but you can consume. You can consider it as a baby which is not yet born, right? So when you are eating egg, you're taking the egg even before it's hatched, right? It's like you're killing a life even before it's in the birth process, right? So that's the reason we should not consume egg. Also, many people think that egg is a vegetarian food. No, my dear friends, egg is a non-veg. Egg is a non-vegetarian. And let me also mention one more point. Even mushrooms are non-vegetarian. Mushrooms are being developed. Mushrooms grow based on fungus, right? Mushrooms grow based on fungus. So it's very important to know that we should not eat mushrooms as well, right? And we should also not eat food which are cooked in microwave. So what microwave does is it cooks food at very high temperature, which kills all the nutrients or all the proteins which is available in the food. So it's like if you're eating a food which is which is baked in microwave oven, it's like you're eating a dead food. It's not, it doesn't serve you, it doesn't help your body. You are just eating a dead food if you are eating a food which is been baked in microwave oven. So remember this overall summary. What I would like to say is you shouldn't you should not consume non-vegetarian food. You should not consume fish as well. You should not consume eggs, and you should not consume garlic, and you should not consume mushroom, right? I said 5 points. I'll repeat it again. You should not uh, consume any kind of meat, and you should not consume eggs. You should not consume garlic, and you should not consume fish, and you should not consume mushroom. All these are not the right food for our body. The right food for our body is only plant-based food, my dear friends. Okay. So here I have one of our friends who's going to share experience on how they have been a non-vegetarian first and how they became a vegetarian now, right? So I request Rajni to unmute and share experience.
हेलो,
Yes,
मेरी
Rajni.
आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, I can hear you.
ओके, हेलो फ्रेंड्स। पहले तो मैं ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि मैं एक प्योर नॉन वेजिटेरियन से बिलोंग करती हूँ, साउथ इंडियन, जहाँ पे हफ्ते में 2-3 बार आराम से नॉन वेज, अंडा वगैरह सब बनता है। मैं भी पूरी तरह से नॉन वेज को एंजॉय करती थी। साल 2010 में मेरे घर में मेरी बड़ी दीदी वेजिटेरियन हो गई थी, तो उनको देख के मुझे भी लगा था कि हमें वेजिटेरियन फूड खाना चाहिए। और मैं स्कूल में भी पढ़ती थी, तो मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स जो थे वो मोस्टली वेजिटेरियंस ही थे। तो तब इतना कुछ भी मुझे पता नहीं था फूड के बारे में, मैं सिर्फ वेजिटेरियन हो गई थी। एंड साल 2013 में मैंने मेडिटेशन स्टार्ट किया था, तो उससे हेल्थ बहुत अच्छा हो गया। अब जब मैं नॉन वेज फूड कंज्यूम करती थी, तब मैं 2 या 3 बार हॉस्पिटलाइज होती थी। मतलब मेरा हेल्थ बहुत वीक रहता था। जनरली हमें क्या होता है कि हम नॉन वेज फूड खाते हैं तो हम बीमार नहीं होते, पर मेरे साथ उल्टा था। मैं हफ्ते में 1 बार तो डॉक्टर की विजिट करती थी, बीमारी या सर्दी ताव कुछ के लिए, और बहुत सीवियर बीमारी भी होती थी। लाइक एवरी 2-3 इयर्स में 1 बार तो एडमिट होती ही थी 1 हफ्ते के लिए। इस तरह 3 बार हुआ था। जब मैं वेजिटेरियन हो गई और मेडिटेशन मैंने शुरू करना कर दिया था, तो लाइक 2015 और 16 में मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि मैं एडमिट नहीं हुई हूँ। जनरली हम ऐसा थोड़ी सोचते हैं कि मैं कितनी बार बीमार पड़ी हूँ। तब जाके मैंने रियलाइज किया कि 2010 के बाद मैं एडमिट भी नहीं हुई, और जब से मैंने मेडिटेशन और फूड के बारे में जानना शुरू किया और उसके हिसाब से खाना शुरू किया, तो गोली का भी जो गोली मैं लेती थी वो भी छूट गया। तो मैं बस इतना ही बताना चाहूँगी कि आप वेजिटेरियन हो जाइए और मेडिटेशन भी करिए। अगर एक टिप मैं और बताना चाहती हूँ, मेरे घर पे मेरे पापा के अलावा हम सब वेजिटेरियंस बन गए थे, बट मेरे पापा को ये था कि नहीं, नॉन-वेज फूड तो अच्छा है, उससे स्ट्रेंथ होती है। तो हमने क्या किया है, हम सिर्फ यही बताते थे कि आप सिर्फ ध्यान कीजिए हर रोज़ 1 घंटा। तो लास्ट 6 मंथ से वो अपने आप बता रहे हैं कि मुझे मेरी बॉडी नॉन-वेज फूड का कंज़्यूम नहीं कर रही है। ही इज़ नॉट एन्जॉयिंग हिज़ नॉन-वेज फूड। तो वो भी अपने आप वेजिटेरियन हो गए। और उसके बाद ये मैंने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया। जब मैंने मेडिटेशन शुरू करना किया, तो तब हमें बताया गया था कि गार्लिक नहीं खाना है। तो वो भी हमने बंद किया। तो अगेन मेरे पापा इस चीज़ के बारे में भी मना करते थे कि नहीं, गार्लिक तो बहुत अच्छा होता है हेल्थ के लिए वगैरह-वगैरह। तो लास्ट अब जो कोरोना है उसके टाइम से उनकी बॉडी गार्लिक को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रही है। तो अभी वो गार्लिक भी नहीं खा रहे हैं। तो मेरा ये बताने का मतलब यही है कि अगर आप सिर्फ़ और सिर्फ़ 1 घंटा मेडिटेशन भी करोगे, तो आपकी ये जो बुरी आदत है, वो सब की सब छूट जाएगी। मेरा इतना ही एक्सपीरियंस है कि आप एटलीस्ट 1 आवर 41 डेज़ तक मेडिटेशन कीजिए, तो आपकी बॉडी जो भी चीज़ आपकी बॉडी के लिए ठीक नहीं है, वो बाहर फेंक देगी। खाना हो, कुछ भी हो। तो यही मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है। थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स।
Thank you so much, Rajni, for sharing your experience and inspiring everyone to become a vegetarian. And it really helps when you share your experience. When you share, you also feel joyful that you're sharing your experience. I hope and I believe that your experience has inspired many to become vegetarian. So thank you so much. And if anyone have any question. Yeah, so I see Chaitu asking, why should you stop garlic, sir? So, friends, as I said, the story, garlic is created by negative energy, right? I'll repeat the story. So, what happened was when there was a fight for Amruta between Asuras and Devatas, that is demons and gods, right? So one of the devil will just put some other clothes and try to join in God's group, and by mistakenly the gods will think that he is also our group, and they will give some Amruta to demon. So when the demon is taken, when he consumes Amruta, so he'll reach to a state of immortality. If a devil, if Asura become immortal, then he will create lot of destruction on planet Earth, and also he will spoil the peace of Earth, right? So no, the gods did not want that situation to occur. So when they understood that, immediately Lord Vishnu will cut the head of the demon, right? When he cuts the head of the demon or the asura, the blood which falls on the earth is created as garlic, right? So the garlic has some since he had consumed amruta, garlic has many benefits, but indirectly it's a spy. It's a spy which is being created by negative energy. It When you consume garlic, you generate lot of negative thoughts. You again have fear instilled in you, right? So and it has advantages, but indirectly it has lot of disadvantages, my dear friends. It will drain out all your positive energy, right? So if you consume garlic, you will get more negative thoughts, you will get more desires, and you won't be in a state to control your mind and your emotions, right? So this is the disadvantage of consuming garlic, right? So Chaitu Kura, I hope I've answered your question. So any more question, my dear friends, you can ask in live chat in YouTube. Chaitu, can you reply if I've answered your question? So last 1 minute, we are going to end the session, my dear friends. So if you have any questions, please do ask. or if you want to share any experience, you can share your experience. Okay. Yeah, Chaitu has replied. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chaitu, for asking the question and sharing your experience. So I suggest and I request you all, please do an experiment for 41 days. Be uh, be a vegetarian and practice meditation for 1 hour every day. Just do an experiment. So just when you do an experiment, you will get an experience, right? Based on the experience, you can decide on whether to be a vegetarian or to whether to continue as a non-vegetarian, right? So I request you all to please do an experiment, and I believe that each and everyone will become vegetarian and everyone will become a meditator, which in turn will create heaven on planet Earth, right? So I once again thank you all for your patience, for listening to me for such a long time and understanding the concept of right food. Thank you, friends, and have a great Sunday. Let's meet again on next weekend, right? And before I end the session, I also would like to make one announcement. So every day from morning 6:30 to 7:30, we are conducting guided meditation for 1 hour. So I request you all to please join for this guided meditation, which is conducted in English. I repeat, every day morning from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Right? This will be in English, and we also have other programs in Kannada. So 3 to 4 we have satsanga, and again 9:30 to 10:30 we have guided meditation in Kannada today, right? So I request you all to please make use of and which helps you in your own spiritual growth and evolution. So on this quote, I would like to end the session now. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you, friends. Take care.